Day one of the Jacksonville Jaguars mandatory minicamp practice is officially in the books. And with that being said, we have more news, notes, highlights, observations, and takeaways from today's practice. Now, before we get into the video, I wanted to give a big shout out to all of the Jaguars media members out there who, work so hard each and every single day to get this footage out for us and, kind of enable us to make these videos. And truly, without them, these videos aren't even possible to make. So go give them a follow on Twitter. If you guys want live, in real time highlights from practice, go follow those at the top right of your screen. And with that being said, let's kind of dive into not only today's practice, but more importantly, what I really want to focus on is 5 players who have, drastically improved their stock over the last couple of weeks during OTAs and, obviously voluntary team organization practice. So before we get into that, actually, no, we already gave a big shout out to the media members. Let's actually dive into the video. Now, the one thing I did want to say from today's practice, someone who looked really good, just want to give, a quick little shout out, was Ventrell Miller. Probably made one of the best plays that we've seen, not only in mandatory minicamp because it was day one, but also OTAs as well. He had a PBU in coverage on Josiah DeGuara. It was great awareness. Getting his hands into the pocket, last second to have a nasty knockdown. Ventrell Miller is a guy who, has a lot of work to do going forward, but man, he's been standing out over the last few weeks, and I want to continue to see what he can do as time goes on, but definitely someone I'm excited about. 4th round pick last season, behind Devin Lloyd, behind a guy like, Alucon. So we'll see what happens with him going forward, but definitely had a good day of practice today. In terms of some other guys who have really made an impact on this offense throughout OTA so far, and even day one of mandatory minicamp, one being Parker Washington. I mean, this dude has taken a massive jump right now. They also have added, guys like Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas and, still have the Devin Duvernays, right? But also at the same time, Parker Washington, has an opportunity to fight up this depth chart and kind of make an impact right away. Obviously, a 6th round pick of last year. You also have, Joshua Cephas, who's looked pretty good at times as well. But, I think Parker Washington has, proven to the coaching staff that, listen, I'm here to work. I'm here to get better. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the ego. I'm here to get better, want to be coached and play a lot of football this year. So, as of right now, entering the summer, I didn't think he would play too much. But after OTAs, after the first day of mandatory minicamp, man, I would not be surprised at all if Parker Washington, is someone who continues to get more work as time goes on. And, I think he should be a very, very, very strong favorite to, definitely make the 53-man roster as the 5th or 4th wide receiver on this team. Now, before we get into a couple of other guys who have sneakily looked good and boosted their stock on this to make the 53-man roster, I need you guys to do me a big favor. Hit the like button just so we can get this video out to more Jaguars fans. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And we will be covering the Jaguars throughout the entirety of the offseason. Now, you may ask, what does that entail? What does that include? Well, the rest of the mandatory minicamp, training camp, preseason, regular season, and get this, once the regular season and preseason do kick off, we're going to be breaking down some all 22 coaches film for you guys to keep you updated with whatever happens in the games as well. And lastly, if you follow my Twitch, we might be live streaming some Jaguars games this season. So if you're going to watch some with me, make sure you guys follow my Twitch, link in the description, or Matty Dubs, 3S's. So with that being said, let's dive right back into the video. Devon Hamilton is the guy I want to talk about for a second. Now, Devon Hamilton, a former, I believe, 3rd round pick back in 2020. A guy that has made a massive jump up this offseason. You could tell he's put in the work. He's gotten better each and every single day during, the offseason, and is, again, one of those guys who wants to prove himself. Obviously, was having one of the best years of his career in 2023 before, landing on the IR list on August 31st. He was ready to break out last year, and then, yeah, just like that, he was gone. He was on the IR list for a while, but when you look at him now, he looks 100%. He looks like, he is ready to show the NFL why he is going to be massive this season for the Jaguars. And you look at him, he looks bigger, he looks stronger, he looks more in shape. Listen, this is a guy that I think is going to come out here, work really hard, and earn himself a starting job on this football team. Now, obviously, you have Eric Armstead, you have Roy Robertson Harris, but Devon Hamilton, along with Mason Smith, are two guys who will either be really big-time contributors or guys that come off the bench and add insane depth as well. So Devon Hamilton is one of those guys I'm excited about. Jarrian Jones is one guy. Every time I make a Jaguars video, it seems like I always have to bring up Jarrian Jones. It's because every single practice, he's doing better. He's improving each and every single practice. And, you know, a third round cornerback, you know, probably was one of the best players in practice throughout the entirety of OTAs, breaking up 4 passes, getting an interception, and just always being really, you know, close in coverage. I mean, this dude is, I don't even know. He doesn't even look like a rookie at times. And again, I don't know if he starts day one, but when you look at this DB room with guys like Ronald Darby, who is getting up there in age, you have, you know, Darnell Savage and Tyson Campbell. I think they could utilize playing Jarrian Jones in that nickel role pretty much right away and moving Darnell Savage maybe back to safety. Or, you know, I think they do have a lot of depth here with, you know, Jarrian Jones, DeAndre Prince, Ronald Darby, Tyson Campbell, Darnell Savage, Daniel Thomas, Andre Sisco. I feel like they do have a lot of depth here, but I'm definitely excited. And Trey Flowers as well. I think he's a very solid cornerback for them. But Jarrian Jones is a guy that I would not be surprised at all if he you know, continues to work his way up this depth chart and becomes a day one starter for them going into next season. And lastly, I know I brought his name up earlier, but I just feel like he's playing so well. Ventrell Miller. I don't want you guys to think that, you know, he's not doing as good as, you know, he actually is, right? Or I don't want you guys underestimate him. This dude's been amazing. He has been everywhere for a linebacker. I mean, he's fitting into the scheme, and, you know, there is a good chance that, you know, Oluokun and Devin Lloyd will be starters, but dude, he will get some snaps. He will play. He will be one of the most unique, versatile, dynamic bench, you know, depth linebackers, probably maybe even in the NFL. Now, they've mostly ran 2 linebacker systems, and the backups rarely have played here in Jacksonville over the last couple of years. But I guarantee you right away, Ventrell Miller will beat that. He'll snap out of that scheme here of Jacksonville, and he will find some reps on the football field. I mean, that's just how good he has been. His physicality, his speed, the energy. I mean, it's everything you want a football player, and I think he can really help a defense right away. So, hey, big time news from some young rookies. I mean, I know Ventrell's not a rookie, but 4th-year player, Jarrian Jones, looking really good. Ryan Thomas, I didn't even mention him, right? But he looks nasty. Tank Bigsby looks like he's about to really jump up this season. So, man, I'm excited. I don't think Trevor Lawrence was at practice today. I think it was mainly just Mac Jones. But for the most part, man, let's go. I think the Jaguars are actually doing pretty well in practice. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family. We'll see what happens when the pads come on and whatnot. But so far, so good here for the Jaguars. And I'll see you guys in the next update. Peace.